All right. So today we are diving into something very cool. It is a system, a way to take all those conversations you are having and turn them into a content ecosystem, one that you can actually make money from. And get this, every single one of this process is run by AI. This is the same system David Prorock uses to turn every idea into content, courses, and client experiences. And David Prorock has built over 300 apps and counting. Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a great client call or maybe a brainstorming session and you came up with these amazing ideas, but then, like an hour later, poof, they are gone, just vanished into thin air? It happens to all of us, right? But what if you could actually capture every single one of those light bulb moments? Well, that is actually what we are going to talk about. We are going to walk you through a method that stops those ideas from vanishing. The goal here is to turn those fleeting moments of genius into something permanent, something you can search for later, something that keeps working for you long after you have hung up the call. So, the solution isn't just a bunch of random ideas. It is a solid five-stage framework, and it's designed to create something called a living content ecosystem. Just think of it like this. It is a platform for all your knowledge that basically feeds itself. It gets bigger and better with every single conversation you have. Nothing is missing. All the words, all the phrases, all the sentences are captured in one place. So, here are the 5 stages. We have got capture, clarify, amplify, and evolve. Each one flows right into the next, creating this really powerful loop. And it is all and it all kicks off with the easiest part by just capturing the things you are already saying. That's the easiest part. It just begins with the capturing of what you are already saying. But how does this actually work in practice? Let's dive in and take a closer look at what really is going on inside each of these stages. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with capture. This is the foundation. Think of it like using tools like Zoom's AI companion. You just hit record and it automatically transcribes your calls. Just like that, nothing gets lost. Every single client call, every brainstorming, it all becomes the raw fuel for your content. Okay, so after you have captured everything, the next step is to clarify. Look, the raw materials is the transcript, but let's be honest, it's not really content yet because it is raw. Now, this is where the AI magic really kicks in. We are talking about turning that jumbled text into something that is structured, compelling, and actually ready for an audience to see. And this clarify stage, it's really just a simple 2-step dance. Yes. First, you take the transcript and pop it into ChatGPT. Its job is to find the key themes, organize everything logically, and basically pull about a clear story. Then you take that organized text and move it over to the tool like Gamma, which, boom, instantly builds you beautiful professional looking slides. So you have got your ideas clarified and your slides are looking sleek. Now it's time to create, and this is super straightforward. You just open up Gamma Slides, fire up Zoom, and record yourself like I'm doing now, presenting them. What you got is a polished video that you can upload to YouTube. And just like that, you have turned a conversation into a permanent, searchable asset that's out there working for you 24/7. All right, stage 4 is Amplify. This is where you pull everything together into one place. The idea is to build what the source material calls living website. You can use platforms like Lovable for this. It becomes the central hub for all your content. This is the step that turns a bunch of videos into real cohesive ecosystem. Yes, one you can even monetize. And last, but definitely not the least, we have the fifth stage, evolve. This is so critical because it closes the entire loop. You start paying attention to audience feedback. You know the comments, the analytics, the questions people ask. You use all these data that you've gathered to make your next piece of content even better. Your platform basically becomes this living thing that gets smarter and more valuable every single time someone interacts with it. Okay, so what? Okay, so we have interacts with it. Okay, so we have walked you through 5 stages in theory. Right now, let's get super practical. Let's look into the actual workflow, the specific tools that tie this all together and take you from just conversation all the way to a complete content system. And here it is, the whole process laid out. You start by capturing your conversation with Zoom. Then you clarify using ChatGPT. And Gamma, you create the final video with Zoom again and then publish it on YouTube. You amplify everything on a platform like Lovable. And finally, you evolve. The whole system using that invaluable audio audience feedback. See how it all connects? It's a completely seamless and repeatable workflow. So when you think about it, putting this system into place is about so much more than just cranking out content. It's really about building a living, breathing platform for your unique expertise. So what's the big payoff? What's the end game here? I think this really brings it home. The most important thing to remember is that this isn't just some nice idea on paper. It, as a quote here says, it's a living demonstration of the exact system that David Prorock uses. The person behind this to create his own stuff, as I mentioned earlier in this video. So let's ensure that we engage, subscribe, and then share this video for others to learn from Guided by AI. My name is Benedict Ojobo, also known as Ben Nori. See you next week. Bye.